In today's video, I want to talk about the difference between physical and emotional attraction. And I'm going to be honest with you, for many people, this might seem kind of obvious, but for me, being a young man, it was something that I feel like I was finally able to fully recognize for what it is. But I also have something very interesting for you, which is talking about the psychology of attraction. So let's go ahead and dive into the content. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I pretty much just tell you anything that I find is helping me in my life. I tell you because hopefully it'll help your life as well. So let's go ahead and dive into it. First, let's talk about the psychology of emotional attraction. And I want to bring light to the quote that says, I think this one's actually like a Bible verse or something, but it's like, if you're the first one without, a jaundiced eye, let you be the first one or to throw a rock. Or if you're the person that doesn't sin, you can be the first person that throws a rock. So essentially what this is saying is that everybody has their own flaws, and really the judgments that we're making on other people, we're making on ourselves. And there's a certain psychological truth to this, which is that our certain portion of our brain, of our subconscious mind, cannot differentiate between us and other people. And really, when we're looking at somebody else and we're maybe triggered by them, something about them we don't like, or there's something about them that we really, really love, there's actually that aspect within us that we're judging. If we are looking at somebody and we're saying we don't like them because they're an absolute idiot and they're so irresponsible, he's a D-bag and I don't like him. What we're really saying is that there's a certain portion of us that we have disowned. Maybe we don't like that person because we say that they're irresponsible. But what we really feel triggered by is that we have disowned a part of ourselves that allows us to be carefree when it's in our best interest. See, we're playing a certain psychological game. This feeling of jealousy, when you're jealous about somebody, what you're really feeling on the inside is that you have placed a limitation on yourself, making you think that you are not capable of having something that they have. So when we think that we're placing these external judgments, there's actually a lot going on inside of our psychology. So this is actually what happens with emotional attraction. With emotional attraction, what we're really seeing is that we are looking at somebody and maybe they have a certain aspect of us that we have disowned, that we love about them and have this very intense positive feeling for. We're actually seeing that reflection of us, of maybe a portion of ourselves that we have disowned, and that it is time for us to bring back into our life and to re-own that part of ourselves as a part of who we are. Now, this is what attraction is. This is different from the concept of love. The concept of love is really taking something as a part of yourself. It's loving you as I love myself. It's taking care of you like I would take care of myself. That's really what love is. Love is not this crazy hyper-dosed positive emotion that we feel. That's more so actually attraction. But love is caretaking something else. Like you caretake yourself because you just care and you love that person. It's a different type of emotion. So when we're talking strictly about emotional attraction, we're talking about this intense magnetism that we have for something else, which can also be the reverse. The extreme repulsion that we have for something else now is also an aspect of this part of our psychology of owning and disowning certain parts of ourselves. And what we actually need to do is look for the positive. Like everything has a positive and negative, the yin and the yang. What we need to do is actually look for the positive attribute in something and then re-own that part of it and reintegrate that part into who we are and reintegrate that part into our psychology. Again, going back to that responsibility example, we look at somebody and maybe we don't like them because they're irresponsible, etc. But the positive aspect of that is that maybe there's a portion of them that allows them to be carefree, and we want to re-own that carefree part of ourselves, right? Maybe we look at somebody, we think they are so mean, right? Maybe what we need to do is look at that person and re-own the part of ourselves that allows ourselves to be assertive and stand for what we want, regardless of what other people think of us, right? So there's always these positive things. Now, then it comes to differentiating this factor between the factor of physical attraction. Now, physical attraction, what I'm actually what I've actually had to do in my life, I guess, and maybe you can relate to this as well, is develop an awareness of the difference, of the different emotional signatures, you could say, of how physical attraction feels in my body compared to emotional attraction, how it feels in my body. Now, you feel all emotions you feel in your body, right? But each one has a different feeling signature. And the more you dive into this feeling signature and you're capable to differentiating between the physical and emotional attraction of somebody, will put you in a really good spot to be able to discern your relationships. Maybe you're involved in a romantic relationship with somebody like I used to be, and you're very attracted to this type of person. And this physical attraction that you have for this person is causing you to put an overlay on them. And what I mean by an overlay is what you're starting to see somebody not for who they actually are, but who that you want them to be in your own mind. And when you're looking at the reality of this person, this physical attraction that you have for somebody can actually cloud your judgment of them. So the difference between emotional and physical attraction, what this is actually bringing to light for you in your life, is differentiating between the psychological aspects of your personality that maybe you have disowned, or the physical drive that the human body has to sexually reproduce and continue the genetic line on. So what I'm actually encouraging you to do by creating this video, which is something that I have recently figured out myself very distinctly, now that I've been meditating more frequently, is to differentiate the two different feeling signatures of emotional attraction for somebody and physical attraction for somebody, and separate the two. And I can say this was actually a very big problem that I had for me in my life, because I felt that being physically attracted to somebody was also being emotionally attracted to somebody. And that's just not the case, and it ended up getting me in a lot of trouble that now I feel like I can see more clearly. So I'm encouraging you to develop more awareness in your life of the two feeling signatures that you feel inside of your body, differentiating between these two and not allowing physical attraction to actually compromise you when it comes to emotional attraction. Because what we're really looking for, especially a lot of us on this channel that have gone through some troubled relationships, is looking for that person that can complement your life and be more compatible with it and bring greater light onto your life. Or maybe if you're like me right now, you're just emotionally unavailable, right? And you just want to be by yourself and learn to be happy fully with yourself on your own and be single before you spread out and continue to have a romantic relationship. Cool, so that does it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you found it valuable, consider hitting subscribe and possibly even supporting me on my Patreon. Thanks so much. See you on the next vid.